Alright, we're gonna have a few seconds of stream delay between different entrants. So, Kabuki Quantum Fighter. Platformer, 2D platformer, big obviously in the NES days. The one thing that I do know for sure is the entrants will be using their hair as their main weapon. We have a little bit more delay on butt side, but that's totally fine. Don't need to worry about that. So yeah, they use their hair, I guess, both as a weapon and possibly as a utility. I see Vic and some of the other players, you can see them doing platforming Ninja Gaiden style, if you will, where they are jumping across what look to be lanterns. So yeah, from what I understand, the game itself is not the easiest. Like I said, I apologize, I have not played it myself. With any of the old school NES platformers, really, you can run into hurdles when it comes to the controls. Yeah, they're using their hair. If you look, it's like the big red point that goes out. It's destructive hair. So we see Vic is fighting the first boss. Streamline was the first one to make it out of level 1. He's a little bit ahead in terms of stream delay, just a few seconds, nothing major though. But he is definitely in the lead at the moment. Vic making it through the first boss. What's also making it through the first boss, stream delay being accounted for in his timer, of course, being a little bit behind Vic's. He's actually ahead of Vic. The BBL looks like he's coming into the first boss as well. Yeah, with any NES platformer, I guess, you run the risk of... It really, for me, comes down to controls. Like, there's a lot of platforming games for the NES that I would probably want to play more of, or even enjoy more, but the controls I find on NES platformers are very hit or miss. So I've heard it can be a little bit of a struggle for this game. Like, that can be one of the big hurdles. Yeah, Streamline is just flying. BBL successfully through round 1. He streamlines onto the second stage boss. And he's done. The runtime for the run, I believe last time I saw Streamline post a time, just for reference, was about 11 minutes. I'm sorry if that has changed within the last week, but that was kind of the last ballpark I saw. So that's kind of where I would expect him to finish if nothing goes wrong. I'm not sure how punishing mistakes are necessarily, or how punishing a death is. There might be some tough checkpoints. Looks like he took a little bit of a fall there. That looks like ice, so if it's ice physics, I can understand why. Nobody likes ice physics. Vic is on to stage 2 boss. Let's just finish stage 2 boss. Looks like stage 2 boss has the Ndua laser as their primary weapon. And Vic through successfully. So Vic currently in 3rd spot. Looks like Streamline is in 1st. Butts is taking 2nd place at the moment. Vic just finishing in 3rd. Like I said though, anything can happen. I don't know how punishing any of these mistakes could necessarily be. Like, one runner could take a death and set them back a fair margin. We can definitely compare, let's see, Streamline is on stage 3 boss. Like a giant seashell thing. I'm not quite sure what it actually is. So, post-boss. Streamline fades out at 5:05. We'll see with the difference in stream delay here, kind of where Butts is going to line up. But 5:05 was when it faded to black screen after the third stage boss for Streamline. The Butts is going to take on the shell thing. Help me out, guys. Does anyone know what that actually is? Still gonna be a little bit behind because the countdown of the timer and the fade out, but it's not as big as the stream makes it look currently. Let's just say that. Yeah, so it looks like Butts is probably about 15-16 seconds behind. I wonder if any of our runners got up this morning and used particular hair products to get ready for today's race. Does the Kabuki character have a particular shampoo, I wonder? Vic is making his way up the platforming section. Butts in Streamline keeping it close. Listen to some metal to get your hair attack form warmed up. I can agree with that. Practice headbangs. Making his way precariously up those, I'll call them platforms. I'm inclined to say lanterns, but I don't see any flames. They just look like handles, for lack of better terms. Alright, you see Butts taking on the boss at the moment. Couple little victory hops by the looks of it. Oh, we see Vic pausing. If that was intentional or not. Maybe to get a read on the enemy. He's safe. His life is low, so it looks like he just barely made that out alive. Ah, okay. Tubes with the clarification you can pause to put more life into chips and vice versa. Precarious balancing act. If hairballs are confirmed, then we can confirm this is actually a game about cats. He's Streamline, making his way up small platforms, also looking like tiny conveyor belts there. Damage boosting off of, I'm calling it the green stuff. Oh, trying to avoid the purple chompy things. I'm just going to call everything what comes to mind first. Oh, taking a little bit of a spill. Butts remains true in his platforming. It gives him a little bit of a chance to make up some time there. Alright, back to the purple things. Trouble with that second one. Fox is not being friendly. There we go. See Vic is taking on a boss as well. And Vic is through successfully. BBL also taking on a boss. Seashell boss. Crustacean boss. I don't know. I can come up with names all day. Alright, Streamline is, I'm gonna call that the Walker. He's taking on the Walker. Just punching it in the top area once exposed. And 52 was the fade out. Round 6. I'm going to presume and guess that this is the final boss. Draining life to put into chips. Choose with the tech details. Alrighty, and Streamline has finished. So on screen time we have an 11:43. We have a dot done of 11:45 for an official SRL time. GG to Streamline. Oh, unfortunately it looks like Butts has accidentally loaded a state. That is unfortunate. He kept it very close for the duration though, very close behind. I can actually relate. When I was, I've been doing an event and realized afterwards that I forgot to disable save state function on my EverDrive, and it's a scary feeling, so that's unfortunate, but we're glad he was able to get home in time to participate in the weekly race, and hopefully he'll be back next month. Alright, we see Vic making his way up. BBL taking on a boss at the moment. Butts is going for a victory lap. Taking the same green damage boost. Oh, taking a little bit of a spill and opting to jump down. I think he's trying to avoid the damage, but unfortunately he did end up falling on the green stuff at the bottom and taking more damage. The fall was a little bit costly. These platforms look pretty precarious. Not sure what the hitboxes are like, but little one-tile platforms look daunting enough. Oh, and catching a bullet in the side of the head, unfortunately. BBL is taking his time. Looks like he has the boss down to half health? Okay, half health. Gotta be careful. He's down to 4 health himself. Making his way back up. Jump particularly looks annoying. Like, having to jump up and land on that single platform that he's already hanging from and then continue upwards. A little bit of a needle. Looks like it's straight out of Needleman stage, just sideways. I don't know which came first, so we're gonna go with that. Alright, BBL looks like he's through the boss. On to round 5. Vic taking that same damage boost. He's up to these platforms again. Oh, and already taking a little bit of a spill. Opting to go under. Fortunately taking that damage again. I mean, these twisting screw platforms, like they're conveyor belt style as well. This is the enemy that got him last time. Past that point. Oh. I'm not sure what that skill was, to be honest, but took care of those little purple chompers like nothing. And one bump down. So it's the same. Vic making his way into new territory. And he's through. Vic now taking on the Walker. So it looks like you can actually punch it and then jump over the attack. A little wave attack. It looks like he's in the clear. There we go. Opting to balance out his life and chips at the end. I'm going to guess that's probably to cut down on the end time, maybe? Similar to like maybe discarding your hearts at the end of a Castlevania level. How to minimize that end time would be my guess. Alright, Vic on to final stage. I'm honestly not sure what this final creature is. I'm assuming it's like a head on a long neck that's moving around. That much I gather, but yeah, we're gonna call him the Gray Dragon Beast. That's what I'm going with. Looks kind of like something out of Contra. It's all like hardwired into what's going on, like the heart. That second phase is deceptive. It almost looks like it's just not gonna happen, and then all of a sudden there it is. He's got lots of health to work with. Patience is his friend here. There. And he is done. Alrighty, we have Vic officially in second place with an SRL time of 1912. GG to Vic. Alrighty, we've got BBL making his way up the final stage section. This is some of the precarious platforming that we saw Vic have a couple struggles with. See Butts successfully on his victory lap, still making the rounds. You got this, BBL. Alrighty, he's through. I believe he's onto the walker. Oh, little Nadua laser there. Octane just deboosts through the beams, totally fine. Alright, we see BBL is on to the final boss. Gray Dragon thing. Sticking with it. This is making his way up for the walker. Still looking like he's having a little bit of a hard time getting some hits in there. I mean, better safe than sorry. I understand he's trying to maintain his health. Hitboxes don't look the friendliest. And he seems to be kind of just hanging out up there. Oh, there we go. There's a good couple. Like 2 takes away a block, and you just got 1 more hit, so it should be 5 hits away? Oh no, maybe 3 takes away a block. I mean, obviously he's playing the patient game, which is the smart game here. Pretty sure if he maintains his life and is comfy enough, he should probably be able to go ham on the second form. There we go. Phase 1 down. The Butts is onto the walker. Avoiding the little Nadua laser. Successfully jumping the beams. BBL is balancing out. And Gray Dragon thing is down. BBL has finished with an official SRL time of 23:51. GG. We have Butts finishing his victory lap after the unfortunateness. That was the save state load. Save state load? Load state? Powering through first phase. Dumping that life right in the chips. Ready to finish this fast and furious. And as the boss decides to show up. GG on the victory lap. Finishing with a time of 12:03, according to his timer. I'm not sure if he's just going to opt out of the SRL race. I'm guessing he's not going to .done. He's probably just going to opt to .quit. But yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out. Much appreciated. Sorry about the slightly delayed start, but I'm glad we could at least include one more person in the race. Streamline, congratulations again. Obviously, everyone will be in touch, and we can find out about the nominations for the next month going forward. Small breakdown for those of you that happen to be new, although most of you seem to have an idea of kind of what we're about. We are a group that encourages learning a new game, a new speed game, once a month, with the goal being, of course, to learn it throughout the course of a week. The winner gets the ability to pick the next 3 titles that'll be voted on, so there will be a vote for next month's race. Keep an eye out for all the details. Join the Discord if you're not already in the Discord. And yeah, thanks for hanging out, everyone. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend.